All right, guys. Recently, I was approached by one of my athlete patients, and they were talking to me about peptides. Now, what was surprising wasn't the conversation about, how to get them, but I was actually really more interested in the fact that most of his teammates were using peptides already. So, what I want to talk to you guys today about is what peptides really are, why so many athletes are interested in them, and what the science actually says about their efficacy and safety. So, at the most basic level, peptides are short chains of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. When a small number of them are linked together, we call that a peptide. When that chain becomes even longer, we call that a protein. These molecules act as body signals or signals to the body, telling the cells when to grow, tissues how to repair, and releasing hormones. One important concept is that structure determines function. So the exact sequence of amino acids determines the shape of the protein or the peptide, and that shape determines which receptor it binds to on a cell. Once that cell receptor is activated, it triggers a specific biological signal. And what's interesting is that even a small change in that sequence can activate a completely different pathway in the body. So, peptides are not some new, novel, experimental concept. Many of the important medications that we use in healthcare today are, in fact, peptides. Examples include insulin, which helps to regulate blood glucose levels, and more recently, the new and more trendy GLP-1 medications, which we know help to control appetite and improve glucose metabolism. So peptides are not some, novel concept. They are actually already a major integral part of modern healthcare. Recently, though, athletes have become interested in a different category of peptides, ones that are thought to potentially influence tissue healing and recovery. The two peptides that I hear about most frequently from athletes are BPC-157 and TB-500, which is related to the molecule thymosin beta 4. The theory is that these compounds influence blood vessel formation, collagen production, and cell migration involved in tissue repair. So, most of the research showing positive effects from these peptides really only come from animal models or animal studies or laboratory models. So, in some of these studies, research have shown improvements in tendon healing, muscle regeneration, and tissue repair. But when we look for larger, well controlled human trials, the data is still very limited. So, another important issue is dosing and purity. Many peptides online are labeled research use only, which means that they are not FDA approved medications. Dosing may not be standardized, and purity can vary between products. For competitive athletes, there is yet another layer of concern where many of these peptides are actually banned by WADA, which is the World Anti Doping Agency. As someone who treats athletes every day, I really do understand why people are interested in peptides. The biology of these molecules is promising and interesting, but right now, what we need are more human trials to really figure out where these treatments fit within the broader sports medicine world. Peptides are an exciting area of research, but for now, without good human data, it is difficult to recommend their widespread use. What we know about the fundamentals of recovery are still the same. We need good rehab, proper nutrition, good sleep, and time for biology to heal tissues. If you want more information about sports injuries, recovery science, and the biology behind healing, please subscribe to the channel below.